Over 2,500 years ago, the prophet Ezekiel described a vision so strange, it still sparks debate to this day. A great storm from the north, a blazing fire surrounded by light, and 4 living creatures emerging from a wheel within a wheel, glowing like metal and moving in ways no human craft could. Was it a divine encounter, or an ancient description of something far more technological? In this video, we dive into Ezekiel's UFO vision from the Bible, exploring what he really saw, how scholars interpret it, and why modern UFO researchers believe it might be humanity's first written encounter with something from beyond the stars. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell, because sometimes the answers to modern mysteries are hidden in ancient texts. The storm from the north. Ezekiel's experience begins with something approaching from the north. He describes it as an immense cloud with flashing lightning, surrounded by brilliant light. Inside this cloud was something that looked like glowing metal at the center of a fire. Right away, we're dealing with imagery that doesn't fit normal ancient descriptions of divine encounters. The Hebrew word used here for the glowing metal is chashmal, which appears nowhere else in ancient texts. Some researchers believe this could describe something metallic and luminous, possibly even reflective. The storm cloud imagery might have been Ezekiel's attempt to describe exhaust or propulsion systems, using the only vocabulary available to him. Ancient people had no words for spacecraft, engines, or technology, so they used terms from their everyday experience. A bright, moving object in the sky would naturally be compared to storm clouds and lightning. The 4 living creatures. From within this mysterious cloud, Ezekiel sees 4 living creatures. Each one had 4 faces: the face of a human, a lion, an ox, and an eagle. They stood upright like humans, but had 4 wings, with 2 wings spread out and 2 covering their bodies. Their legs were straight with feet like cows' hooves that gleamed like polished bronze. Under their wings, they had human-like hands. These creatures moved in perfect synchronization without turning, each going straight ahead. Ancient astronaut theorists suggest these weren't biological beings at all, but mechanical entities or robotic systems. The 4 faces could represent different functions or sensors pointing in 4 directions. The straight legs and bronze-like feet might describe landing gear or support structures. The wings could be solar panels, antenna arrays, or stabilizing mechanisms. The fact that they moved without turning suggests a technological precision rather than organic movement. The mysterious wheels. Ezekiel describes strange wheels within wheels beside each creature, sparkling like topaz and covered with eyes. These wheels moved in perfect sync with the creatures, even lifting off the ground together, as if sharing the same spirit or power source. Many interpret this as symbolism, but others see hints of technology. The interlocking wheels could represent a gyroscopic or multi-directional propulsion system, and the eyes might be lights, sensors, or portholes. NASA engineer Joseph Blumrich even studied the passage and suggested it described a spacecraft with helicopter-like rotors. The crystal platform and the throne. Ezekiel describes an expanse that shone like crystal above the creatures, possibly the reflective underside of a craft. He heard a roaring sound like rushing waters, perhaps an engine or propulsion noise. Above the expanse was a blue throne with a human-like figure seated on it. From the waist up, the figure glowed like fiery metal. From the waist down, it appeared as fire surrounded by radiant light, like a rainbow. Ancient astronaut theorists suggest this could depict an extraterrestrial pilot in a glowing suit, or within an illuminated craft, with the rainbow effect caused by the craft's energy or atmosphere. Ancient astronaut theory connection. The ancient astronaut theory, popularized by Erich von Däniken, claims that some ancient religious visions were actually encounters with advanced extraterrestrials. Ezekiel's vision is often cited as an example. Its detailed mechanical imagery, light, metal, fire, and movement, seems technological. Ezekiel's fearful reaction could reflect how ancient people might respond to such technology. The symbolism and religious meaning. Traditional biblical scholars see Ezekiel's vision as a theophany, God revealing himself in a form humans can partly grasp. The 4 creatures symbolize the 4 Gospels, or God's all-seeing nature. The wheels represent his omnipresence, and the many eyes reflect his all-knowing power. The throne and figure show God's sovereignty and glory. Rather than describing a physical craft, Ezekiel uses rich imagery to express the awe of encountering the divine. The vision came during Israel's exile in Babylon, offering hope that God had not abandoned his people and showing that his power and presence transcend human understanding. Scientific and skeptical perspectives. Skeptics offer several alternative explanations for Ezekiel's vision. Some suggest it was a psychological experience, perhaps a vivid dream, a trance state, or even a condition like temporal lobe epilepsy, which can produce intense religious visions. Others propose natural phenomena like unusual weather patterns, atmospheric optical effects, or astronomical events that Ezekiel interpreted through his religious worldview. The detailed nature of the account could reflect literary artistry rather than literal description. Prophetic literature often uses bizarre, surreal imagery to convey spiritual truths. Ezekiel's book contains many other strange visions: a valley of dry bones coming to life, a temple with precise measurements and symbolic actions, like lying on his side for over a year. These aren't meant as factual reports, but as prophetic theater designed to communicate deeper messages. The technical details might simply reflect Ezekiel's attempt to describe something genuinely transcendent using available vocabulary and concepts. Why this vision still fascinates us. Whether you believe Ezekiel encountered aliens, experienced divine revelation, or had a visionary experience, this passage continues to captivate people across different worldviews. It represents humanity's ancient struggle to describe and understand encounters with the unknown. The text remains remarkably vivid and specific after thousands of years, inviting each generation to interpret it through their own lens. For believers, it's evidence of God's active presence in human history. For UFO researchers, it's potential proof that we've been visited for millennia. For scholars, it's a fascinating window into ancient Near Eastern literature and thought. What makes Ezekiel's vision truly remarkable is how it bridges ancient and modern questions. In an age obsessed with space exploration and the possibility of extraterrestrial life, this ancient text speaks to our contemporary curiosities while maintaining its spiritual significance for billions of religious believers worldwide. Whether you see it as prophecy, poetry, or proof, Ezekiel's vision remains one of the most mysterious passages ever recorded. Was he witnessing the glory of God or describing technology no ancient mind could explain? Share your theory in the comments below. Divine encounter or ancient UFO? If you enjoyed this deep dive into biblical mysteries and cosmic possibilities, make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay curious, stay open-minded, and remember, sometimes the past knows more about the future than we think.